Now we are going to learn how to create behavior layers within a timeline. This allows a much easier way to coordinate and modify simultaneous arm, leg, and head motions, embed speech into a timeline, or add other additional functionality. To create a new layer, click the plus sign on the Behavior Layers bubble. There will already be one made, so we will make another. We can rename these layers to help us keep them straight. To set when your new layer begins, you can drag the beginning to a select keyframe. This next step is important. Since we are going to make a separate timeline layer for the legs, we must remove the leg positions from each keyframe in the main timeline. To do this, right-click the keyframe, select Remove Joints from Keyframe, then select the joints you want removed, in this case, the legs. Do this for all keyframes you want to have separate control on. To create the layered timeline for the legs, we do not want to add a timeline bubble onto the workspace. Instead, we have to right-click in the workspace, create a new box, and select Timeline. We will name this timeline box Legs. Double-click into this box, and a blank timeline will appear above. We can now edit the control of the legs just as we did the arms in the previous video, with one key difference. When storing keyframes, be careful to only add the leg joints to the frame, not the whole body. Remember also that the default frame rate is 25. I'll set this to 10 as we did in the previous video, but note that this is not mandatory. You can have different frame rates for each layer. You can see here that I'm using the mirroring function, which makes both legs move together. Also note that the physical NAO robot would fall in some of these positions, but we aren't saving a point yet. We will save the point once all the joints are positioned and NAO appears stable. For this reason, it is recommended to use a virtual robot for creating new motions to prevent damage from NAO falling down. To return to the main timeline editor, click the timeline bubble. Now we can modify the speech layer, which will embed a phrase into the timeline. Note that clicking the Play button in the motion window will not activate these sublayers. Each layer must be activated individually. To see your complete timeline activated, the program will have to be uploaded to either a virtual robot, as we have here, or to the actual NAO.